ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
If I can't do it, homie, can't be done.
VIP me put in my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Called out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find the things in my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me, no, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? What up? It is Alex, the Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you. We got another episode of Elevated Sports Talk, and happy Halloween, guys. It's still here, being November 1st. Shout out to Papa J, throwing in a super chat right away. You the man. He said, top of the morning, 420 crew. Wipe them feet and salute. Let's get it. Let's go. You the man, Papa J. This first bowl is going to be for you. Shout out to Stranger and the Houday Nation. King D, shout out to the LBC. What up, my brother? Corey in the house. What up? What up? CB Dizzle on the verge of missing the playoffs. Maybe said has tuned in for the big week 9 decisions. You already know this is huge. This is huge. There are so many people who like literally 1 or 2 losses could make you completely eliminated. So we got to do we got to do right now. All right. Here we go. Let's smoke it up. All right. Who's still in Halloween mode? What Halloween movies did you guys watch over the course of the last month or a couple days, whatever? What up, Jose? Cup or Aaron Jones? Flex pick one. It's kind of hard to not play Aaron Jones in this matchup, so I'm just leaning him as of now. I feel like we got to remove the name because Cup hasn't done anything all year. All right, bowl time. Of course, in your experience, redraft leagues, approximately how many trades are made in the season? Redraft leagues, I mean, it depends on the league, but I feel like not a lot of trades, like in the grand scheme of things. I mean, I'm comparing it to a dynasty where trades may be happening every single week. I'd say maybe 5 to 10, depending on the league. Nah, I'd say maybe like 3 to 10, depending on the league. So that's why I keep telling people, like, you don't want to make bullshit trades that don't help you, because like there's only so many before people aren't going to trade you, before people aren't going to trade anyone. Bro, PJ says, what's up, brother? How many weeks in a row? Brees going to bend me over before I give up on him. Dude, like, I keep wishing that I was wrong about Brees, because being right does not help me for the places that I have Brees. Like, I really need to be wrong, like, about, and it sucks, dude. It sucks. Aaron Rodgers, you know, got the fluky shit right at the end with Devontae. So even Devontae got his flukiness like in there. Yeah, the only one who was worse started in this game was Garrett Wilson. He was the only one whose shit wasn't fluky. Like everybody else was fluky, just like we thought. And it fucking sucks, dude. Jets should have lost. Seawolves, what up, homie? It's going down. J. Phil start Hawk or Kincaid. I mean, if Hawk plays, I'm starting him. And if Puka doesn't play, would you start Khalil Shakir? Well, who's your other options? Who's your other options? Oh yeah. Mixon. He was that was it was Mixon and Garrett Wilson. Those were the only guys who I said were pretty much their must starts anytime, and they were must starts for me. That's what I said in the video. And everybody else, man, it just sucks. And PJ said, I mean, Brees was actually good, but the dude is so TD dependent. I mean, anybody's TD dependent if you don't get a lot of volume, right? And it sucks that they're not getting him any volume, especially when Aaron Rodgers keeps saying like the lack of the run game is what's like making them not keep with is what I don't even know how he worded it, but pretty much the way I took it was that the lack of run game is making it harder for them to pass. But like, you don't commit to the run like at all. Like they're not committing to the run at all, dude. And these fucking hiccups, man, are pissing me the fuck off. Ventures from the queue. What up? Reed, Coleman, Worthy. Man, all have pretty whack matchups except for Worthy. Probably going Reed. And Phil Puka doesn't play. I have ETN, Javonte Williams, Shakir, Ridley. I mean, it's kind of crazy because Ridley does have like the best matchup out of everybody here. Yeah, I mean, that's probably where I'm leaning is Ridley. And CB Dizzle, Devontae Adams at 22. Yeah, and like most of it was garbage time in the fourth quarter. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Devontae Adams was really the only one who proved me wrong. And a lot of it was that fluky touchdown, like at the end. Because that play was at least a 9-point play. I mean, it was at least 20 yards. And then he got the reception, and then he got the touchdown. Might have even been more than 9 points. But yeah, that literally saved his day. And you know, it's funny for the people who don't actually watch football, because I know there's a bunch of people who don't watch football. They just track the stats. They're going to be like, oh, Devontae Adams had such a good game. And like during like halftime, like I wanted to like talk shit and take a victory lap. Be like, see, I told you Devontae Adams was a bad start. And then, yeah, ends up getting his money right at the end. Because, yeah, let's see. What was that? Yeah, dang it. I can't. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the plays. What was it? Yeah, 37 yards. So on that one play, it was over 10 points on that one play. 3.7 plus 1, 4.7, and then plus 6, 10.7 points. So he literally got half of his points on that one play at the very, very end. I mean, I guess it wasn't it was the end of the game. There's like 2 minutes left, like in the game, right? Yeah. So like I was 3 minutes away from being right about Devontae Adams, but he got that flukiness right at the end. And let's see. Ed, what up? So what up, homie? You think ETN gets traded? Nope. No one's trading for running backs, bro. CB Dizzle, thanks for the super chat, homie. Said, are we concluding that Rodgers is now a bum after barely winning against the beat up Texans? Like, see, here's the crazy thing is like, it's not all Rodgers, but that's the way that everybody, you know, if the Jets win, it's because of Rodgers. If the Jets lose, it's because of Rodgers. Like it's just the way that quarterbacks are judged. There's a lot of problems like over there, from the play calling to the offensive line to the run game. I mean, their defense is keeping them in games, so it's like Rodgers doesn't even have to do much to like win these games. Held the Texans to 13 points, and I know that they're missing some of their wide receivers, but still. But he's close, man. For fantasy, he definitely is a bum. I mean, how many points did he get yesterday in a regular ass league? He had the 3 touchdowns, so either way, that kept his floor high. It'll be 12 points if you're in the 4-point touchdown league. I mean, that's like 20 points. Yeah, that's in a regular 4-pointer. Yeah. Adventures from the Queue thinking Joku was a maintenance day. Odd he had a full practice Wednesday. No, it's never a maintenance day if you get limited on Thursday with the full practice on Wednesday. It's never maintenance. Not saying he's not going to play, but never maintenance if it works out that way. See, Wolf says someone dropped Purdy. Do I drop Tua or Darnold to pick him up off waivers? Standard scoring. I mean, if you don't have all the weapons, like Purdy is like nothing. I think that's what a lot of people are kind of realizing, like right now. It's like great when CMC and Kittle and Ayuk and Debo are there, but you know, when you don't got everybody, like he's just Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, you know? So should you pick him up? Maybe, but I mean, I know Tua's looked bad, but like Brock don't got Tyreek Hill. I mean, he has CMC, but like CMC is going to be like taking stuff from him rushing wise. Smokey the cat. So stash one out of Eckler, Charbonnet, Ford. Probably Eckler. Trone Force and Joku's back at practice on Friday. Let's see if he gets a full go today. See, Wolf said the RB dropped the ball before crossing the end zone. Yeah. Yep. And that was a rushing play, so it wouldn't have affected Rodgers like either way, but you know, they get that touchdown. I mean, who's to say that Rodgers doesn't throw it less when they already have a lead, you know? Papa J, can we make some noise and get T to Vegas? I mean, Raiders ain't making no moves this year. Like, it ain't making no moves this year. PJ said Stroud going to be so happy when Nico's back next week. Do we know that Nico's coming back next week? I mean, is that the earliest that he could come back? But yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough when you ain't got nobody. And I mean, I know Tank Dell's like better than a nobody and as much hype as people had on Tank Dell, but you know, Tank Dell's great when Nico's there. And not even this year. Like really, really not. Like that's the thing. Like Tank just hasn't been good at all this year. What did he even get yesterday? Oh shit. Yeah, he killed it. 126. Hell yeah. And nobody else. Dalton Schultz, 21 yards. Robert Woods, 44 yards. Yeah, straight trash. PJ, how many wide open dudes did he miss last night? Yeah, a lot. Bench from the queue. B. Robinson or Tracy if he plays. I'm assuming Brian Robinson, and let's go on Brian Robinson as of now. Hey, Marco from the future. What up, Marco? Jay Boost, Reed, Myers, Dowdle. Probably Myers. Kind of whack though, no matter how you slice it here. And Perry said, would you drop Mason or Chase Brown for Pittman with Flacco starting? Yeah, probably Mason. Tough, though. Shane said Mad Max to Cincy is more likely than Higgins to LV. Yeah, for sure. And even then, like, I mean, what do you think? You think Bengals really make a move at the deadline? Because when's the deadline? This Tuesday, right? I mean, being at 3-5, it's not that bad, but it ain't that good either. It's really not. And Marco said that was some career first half from A-Brown. Yeah, what did he have? Like 30 yards or 40 yards passing at halftime? Like everything was looking like I was like super correct, like at halftime. And then we got and then we got garbage time, you know, Rodgers and garbage time, Texans defense. Cause yeah, Texans defense, like they looked, I mean, both defense kind of looked super unstoppable in the first half. And halftime adjustments, they were definitely made for the Jets and they weren't really made for the Texans, like not at all. PJ Texans wide receiver Nico is on track to return week 10. Okay, let's go. Johnny, what up, homie? Sharon said, I said more likely, not likely. Yeah. And I'd say that's 100% true statement. Right? The Raiders are looking like the worst team in the league right now. I know, I mean, got a little bit of competition from the Titans and the Panthers and the Browns, but like, man, the Raiders are a horrible team this year. And you know what's cool about the Raiders? It's funny because it's like the same shit that the Chargers were going through when they moved to LA. Is like the Raiders are always going to sell out, but like every home game is not a home game for them. Like if we go back and look last week and you just pan throughout the stadium, it's like nothing but red. There's like tiny little bits of like black shirts, but it's like it's all red. And yeah, so that's just another thing that sucks for like the Raiders. Like you're never really gonna get a home game because nobody gives a shit about the Raiders, and people are willing to travel to Vegas to come watch their team beat up on you. Papa J, don't ruin my wake and bake, says Stranger. Yeah, Stranger said, I doubt Max is for sale. Yeah, I honestly don't think he is either, because like he is the face of the Raiders, you know, like they get rid of Max Crosby, like there is like nobody there who would be considered anywhere close to the face of the Raiders. So that's I don't see him getting traded either. I never even believed it when they said that a rumor of him leaving, because he's paid way too much. And I mean, I don't think he wants to leave. I think he's loving the Vegas lifestyle. It's got like a podcast where they're all podcasting inside a cigar fucking lounge and shit. Like he is loving it right now. And Vince from the queue, I thought on redraft, full PPR, trade away Dobbins for Downs. Downs needs an RB2. Now, what's your purpose of getting Downs? Because that's cool that you're trying to help the other manager and all that. But like, how does Downs help you? Millie Mills, what up, homie? Marco said 31 yards and 4 completions, I think. Yeah, I know it was something like that. It was really horrible at halftime. Like I stopped watching like until the second half. Like I was out trick-or-treating with Noble. I'm like, dude, this game is so ass. Why am I even paying attention to this right now? And then I shut it off until after halftime. And then paid attention, like, you know, during the halftime, after halftime and stuff. But yeah, that was I've made a decision moving forward as well. Always going to stream on Sunday, but Thursday night and Sunday night, if it's a garbage ass game, I'm not going to stream like anymore. Like if it's a shit game on paper, I'm just not even going to stream. Like I mean, it's more fun like spending time with Noble and shit like that. You know, we'll always be streaming on Sunday, but yeah, it's one of these things, man. I don't like the Sunday night games have been super whack like lately, like as well. Yeah, man, they better start doing some what do you call that shit? The where they start pivoting from the game, start switching it to better games and shit. And Marco said, who doesn't have a podcast these days? I know Stoner from overseas who has his own podcast. Oh, wait, that's you. Hell yeah. And dude, you know what's gonna be cool? Because of the connection that I have with Citizen Green TV, shout out to Citizen Green TV. They're connecting me with the Oasis dispensary here in Vegas. And you might see me once a week or once every other week doing a live stream direct from a dispensary. That'd be pretty cool. The one thing that sucks is I don't think that I could consume on site. So that's one of the things that would be a little bit lame about the whole thing, but would be fun nonetheless. Vince from the QRE, Dobbins for Downs, I could use a suitable wide receiver too, a stable wide receiver too. Okay, well, I gotta pump the brakes on Downs being a stable wide receiver too for you. There's no chance in hell that he would be considered a stable wide receiver too ever this year. So not mad at why you want to make that trade, and now it's more clear. I would be looking for a better wide receiver too. Even if you have to throw in Dobbins plus one other player, you got to shoot way higher than Downs. Way higher than Downs. Downs is like a fringe flex guy based on the matchups. Even with Flacco, he is still that. Millie Mills, my opponent at Mixon last night. He gave him 16. Happy. I know he was going into last night. Mixon was going to put up 20 plus. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't he got that touchdown, but that, I mean, what did he get? Like 80 yards or something like that. So, I mean, that touchdown kind of like saved his day. Sean said, almost sat Devontae last night. Yeah, I mean, depending on who you had, he might have been worth. He might have been worth sitting. He saved everybody with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left because he had like 12 points before that, and then he got that 10-point play. So yeah, he saved everybody at the last minute. If you were watching that game, you hated starting Devontae. If you didn't watch that game and just check the scores at the end, you loved starting him because yeah, that had to be stressful for anybody who was really counting on him. Literally he had in the first half, what do you have, like 4 points? If that, I think he only had like 20 yards and like 2 receptions in like the first half, and then finishes with 90 and a tug, And Marco said, you get more stoned than ever before. Yeah, he went out briefly too. What did they head? Did they ever say what that was? Because he got blasted by old boy. Like, man, that dude fucked Adams up on that play. Did they say what even happened to him? Because it was Halloween. I was walking around. I saw that and I was like, oh shit, he got fucked up. And dude, but it looked like he was holding his head like when he finally like turned over. Okay, yeah, concussion. Okay, yeah. So he was holding his head. And yeah, if he would have went out then, I mean, he would have fucked everybody because I know that he got not most of his points after that, but more than double his points came after that moment. So yeah, I started Adams in a handful of places too, so I'm glad that he did that. For my call, it sucks that like 3 minutes I was 3 minutes away from having a perfect call on Adams, telling everybody to fucking sit him. But it is Adams. He got us our touchdown. So anybody who started him in spite of my information about him, props, because I had to start him in places too. It's always about the options you got. Because even if there's people that I'm hating on saying I wouldn't start, I wouldn't start even if my life depended on it. Some of those people I have to start because like I literally have nobody else besides them in some of these dynasty leagues. And that's where I started Adams for sure. It was like all dynasty leagues. Even a guy like Charter who had 3 teams, I'm pretty sure that he started Adams on 2 of those teams out of the 3. Whew. And now that now Halloween is over and we're on to Thanksgiving. Anybody have any Thanksgiving plans yet? I mean, we got 4 weeks? Is it 4 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now? Let's see. Yeah, 4 weeks from now. I guess technically it was 4 weeks from yesterday. We always do the honey baked ham from is it the honey baked ham company? I can't even just forget. Traded Tracy and Waddle for Najee in the buy, picked up Spears and Algier. Who do I start? So who do you have? Yeah, you have Tracy, Spears, and Algier. Dang, you traded if you did, you traded Tracy to get Waddle. You traded Waddle and Najee to get Tracy. Is that what happened? And Fletcher said trade Rashad White and Cole Kmet for Mahomes and Worthy. I don't know. It's not really jumping off the page for me. Like, how much does that how much does having Mahomes help you when Mahomes hasn't been that good? Worthy, like, man, I mean, he's like a dart throw waiting to happen. Johnny said ham's the new turkey. Yeah, I like ham way more than turkey. I do like turkey as well, but if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to honey glazed ham 10 times out of 10 over turkey. I like both, and we do get both. But we don't get a huge ass fucking turkey. Like, no. like too much. I mean, I know that a lot will get turkey sandwiches and shit the next day and like all that shit, but yeah, just enough turkey. I'd rather have ham the next couple days. And yeah, even on Christmas and stuff, like yeah, the go-to for me is always a honey baked ham for Christmas and stuff as well too. Marco said Reed, Dubs, Addison, Tolbert, Worthy, Coker start 3. I mean, we don't know about Love yet. Because if Love's in, I'm probably playing both Reed and Dubs. If he's not in, I probably just play Dubs. So let's just assume that Jordan Love's not in right now. So I'll play Dubs. I'll play Addison. And I'll play Coker. I said, God damn. Papa J's and Darius Smith or Chris Jones. Man. The idea of Chris Jones is nice, but like he's just so much better for real life than he is for fantasy. Like if he got points for getting like double teams and triple teams, like if you got any kind of half a point or whatever for getting double teamed and triple teamed, he'd be probably like one of the best like in the league because he gets double teamed or triple teamed on like every single play. That's also why teams can't fucking run on them because like literally one guy takes up a huge percentage of your line. So it's easier for other guys to like shut shit down. So that being said, I'm going to go Zendarius Smith. And Fletcher, would you trade Cook and Kelsey for Henry and Kraft? No. Was it you who asked me this the other day? No, I don't want to trade Kelsey. Like, don't trade Kelsey. He's literally one of, like, we have to forget about the first 4 weeks of the season. We have to forget about that because Kelsey is back to being one of the biggest, just one of the biggest, like mismatches, you know, one of the biggest advantages that you can have in your lineup. What up, Phil? Don't forget to bring a towel. That's what I went as yesterday.
You want to get high? Are we going to get high?
It was so funny yesterday. Fucking these kids see me, I don't know, they're like 10, 12, 13, something like that. Like they're a little older. They're like, what are you supposed to be, a crayon? And I got towel ins, a big towel like wrapped around my neck kind of. And I was like, I look like a crayon. And then there was some kids later, they were older. It was like, hey, it's Towley. I was like, don't forget to bring a towel. There's too many kids around, so I didn't say, want to get high?
You want to get high?
Let me just get a little high. And what up, Frank? What's going down? Questions incoming. Throw them in, bro. And JJ said, I had high odds of losing this week. Now I have a 53% chance of winning, which isn't that high, but much better than as it started. Thank you, Garrett Wilson. Yes, Garrett Wilson held it down. Johnny said, I hosted Thanksgiving 2 years ago and went with a honey baked ham instead of a bird. The fam loved it. Everyone's bored of turkey. Yeah, for sure. Like everybody's super bored of turkey. And like most turkey that we eat is like dry as fuck. And like, so, you know, you got to drown it in gravy and like all that kind of shit. Like, I don't know. I've yet to have a ham that was like hella dry, you know, like no matter how you slice it, like those hams are just, they're not dry like that. Stranger said, rule number 1, always get Kelsey if you don't have Kelsey. Yeah, we were only wrong about that for a couple weeks of this year, and that was it. And then Rice was out, and Kelsey's the guy again. Captain Spock, what up, homie? He said, I found some indica at 3 Bros. Woo, that is 38.8% THC. Man, cheers to that, bro. What's the strain? What's the strain? Frank in the house. What up, dude? Hell yeah. Captain Spock said ham is meat candy for sure. For sure it is. And, you know, the honey glazed or the honey baked or whatever. Like, man, those are good, man. Man, Frank, I want to try fucking deep fried turkey so bad. I want to, but like, it ain't gonna be me fucking doing it, man. Like, I see so many. Do you actually do it? You have the fucking, like, I want to see the video. I want to see the video. But yeah, man, fuck. I want to try deep fried turkey so bad, man. So bad. He said we smoke it. He said I smoke our own home and add pineapples, brown sugar. I mean, see, like that, that sounds good. That sounds good. A regular ass, dry ass turkey, like, nah, that's played out. It's played out. Hey, Noble Creations, honey baked ham all the way for sure. The honey turkey is so good. Yeah. I mean, I do like that. I mean, that's a different type than we've been getting, not just the regular traditional like turkey. So yeah, I do like the turkey from the honey baked ham company club, whatever the fuck it's called. And Russell said, what up, Hustler, Stafford, Love, or Caleb? Leaning Stafford as of right now. Varney Runts, nice. Parrot Plants or Skittles and Gelato, very nice. J-Cast fried turkey, definitely the best way to go. Only idiots start grease fires, man. I mean, it's just, it's all the people who have like the homemade like deep fryers, that's usually where all the shit goes wrong. And it's like, of course, those are the ones making it on social media because it's like crazy ass shit, happening. But like, man, it's like those ones, like, they scare me so much. They scare me so much. What up, Jarrett? Shout out to the Houdat Nation. What up, bro? He said pick 2 out of Dubs, Tillman, Wandale. As of right now, leaning Tillman and Wandale, but things may change. Just got to hear more info about Jordan Love. Frank said, yes, been doing it 3 years now. It's so simple. The key is to measure your level with the water prior. Leave about 6 inches of room so it won't overflow. See, there you go, man. I'm sure that everybody who had these crazy ass fucking fires and everything that I see on social media, I'm sure November is the time when we're going to see more of these, because now it's going to be the ones from the previous years that are getting reshared or whatever. And if any of you guys see any of these videos, send them to me. I'll share them. I'll share them to YouTube so we can keep everybody seeing those things. Scary, dude. Scary. And PJ, my dad makes turkey on the grill. Nice. Rotisserie style. It's amazing. Not dried. See, that sounds cool. Like, yeah, because I mean, really, it's like just when you bake it, it bakes out all the flavor, it seems like, I mean, there's so many different ways I'm sure that you could make it, but it's like the traditional, traditional way is just throwing it in the oven, right? And fucking cooking out all the flavor and shit. And people not seasoning it well enough. And it's funny on every Thanksgiving, I'll always watch all the Thanksgiving shows on all the old school all the old school sitcoms and shit. How come it was always a thing about not thawing out the turkey enough? That was always the huge thing, is not thawing out the turkey enough. And Terrell, any updates on the Tennessee backfield or the Giants? No. Today and tomorrow are going to be really, really huge for Tracy on if he's actually going to play or not. We haven't. I'll look and see if anything came since I've been on the show this morning, but I don't think that anything has come so far about him. Yeah, and I'll kind of look a little bit more, but I don't think anything has come out. Actually, let me just search. Let's just search Tracy. Okay. So actually, this came in 2 hours ago. Tracy is progressing again today, barring any unexpected setback. The Giants' top RB is expected to be cleared from concussion protocol and start Sunday. So we still need to monitor because a setback can happen. But as of now, it sounds promising that he's going to play. And I mean, even if what's his name plays, Spears, I'm not excited about playing him at all. It's still Pollard all the way. JJM Vikings or the Chargers defense. Leaning Vikings. And then Laporta or Kraft. Leaning Laporta. Really good matchup. Captain Smocked. I smoked a turkey 1 year too. It was good. Yeah, and I mean, I wonder like how long, like what's the longest anyone smoked a turkey and like ate? Because like, you know, one of those 20-hour smoke sessions or whatever, like that could be pretty awesome. That could be pretty awesome. And JJM, Josh Jacobs or Devonta Smith. I'm leaning Devonta. I mean, it's hard to sit Josh Jacobs. I'm leaning Devonta out of these two. And Generations, Dak, Cousins, Knicks this week. I'm leaning on Cousins. Frank said Hunter Henry or Hawkinson. As long as Hawkinson's playing, I'm going Hawk. JCast, who would you prefer to have for the playoffs, Higgins or Metcalf? I mean, they're both a little fucked right now. I don't think either one of them are playing this week. Let me go look at the playoff schedules real quick, and I'll tell you who I'd rather have. Let's see. Weeks 15, 16, and 17. Bengals have a horrible playoff schedule. Yeah, I'd rather have DK. Yeah, the Bengals, they got Denver in week 17. That's horrible. And they got Tennessee in week 15. Also horrible. They got Cleveland in week 16. I mean, that's a bright spot. Speed Demon, what up? On Twitch, PPR pick 2. McBride, Brian Thomas Jr., Amari Cooper, and Njoku, Chubb, White. McBride for sure. And the hell do the Jags play again? The Eagles, man. I mean, if Darius Slay doesn't play, that makes it a little bit better. Yeah, I'll play Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, assuming he plays and assuming Darius Slay is not playing. And Frank said hit that like button and subscribe. Said nobody gives the insights and insight like Huss does. He said also remember it's called fantasy for a reason. Let's get it. Chef Rand, how you feel about Neighbors rest of season? Is he worth trading Cup? I mean, I don't like doing wide receiver for wide receiver trades if they're like, unless I feel like I'm super winning. And you know it's kind of hard because everyone wants to feel like they're super winning. I want Neighbors though. Like Neighbors has one of the easier schedules for wide receivers moving forward. Yeah. Flappo, Dobbins, or Tracy if he plays. I mean, Browns have been shutting down running backs. I think if Tracy plays, I'm going Tracy. Yeah. JJC, Malachi Corley play where he dropped the ball. Dude, what an idiot. What an idiot. Like, how can you not hold it just like a half a second longer, man? Like, I don't get it. Like, you're so happy that you'll just like drop the ball early. Like, I would much rather spike the ball after I score than just like drop it when I'm running in. Like we've seen too many people over the years fuck that up. Like, why not spike it? Why not go lay it up or something like in the fucking goalpost? I know you can't dunk it anymore, but why not go lay it up or take a shot or like anything other than dropping it right before you run into the end zone? Like, what the fuck, man? And Frank said, because White is questionable. I start him, Campbell, or Hines Allen. Which Campbell are we? Calais, huh? I'm probably starting Calais Campbell, man. He's been on fire. Said, hey, Bubba, hold this over to oh man. And Frank said picked up Zendarius Smith at DL. Thoughts? Fire him up over White or Campbell. Yeah. Chargers line is trash, man. Chargers line is trash. I would fire up Zendarius Smith over the other two.
All right, fire 'em up!
And Doe said Higgins, doubtful. DK, I don't know if we got any DK news yet. Let's go see. Let me read out a bunch of news here. Let's see. Troy Anderson questionable. Will Levi's questionable. Trayvon Diggs is a game time decision. That makes it, if Trayvon Diggs misses, that makes it even that much better for Cousins. L'Jarius Sneed. Let's say L'Jarius Sneed week to week, but he's working through it. It doesn't sound good for him. Lamar Jackson will play Sunday. Look good at practice today. Okay, L'Jarius Sneed, actually, he's out officially. Joker's officially out. Hicks is out. Njoku's good to go. Jordan Love practicing for the second straight day. Same with Josh Jacobs. No Jair Alexander, though. It's great for Amon-Ra. Amazing for Amon-Ra. Jonathan Brooks and Adam Thielen are questionable, but not expected to play. Okay, there we go. So Chuba, this could be like the last game that we get out of Chuba. We don't know exactly what Brooks is going to be or do right when he comes in, or how much they're going to use him. Let's see. T. Higgins and Orlando Brown, both listed as doubtful. Is not good for Joe Burrow. Frankie Louvu will play, they say. Let's see. Anything else? So they say Tyrone Tracy is progressing, and if there's no setbacks, he should be good to go on Sunday. All right. Gabe Davis, game time decision. Yeah, see, where the hell? Brian Thomas Jr. is a game time decision. He's not going to be 100%, but no one is at this time. We also don't want any setbacks. Man, I'd be so nervous to start Brian Thomas Jr. because what if anything happens like during the game and they're just like, you know what, we're shutting you down for the day. Man, you gotta have some you gotta have some stones if you want to play Brian Thomas Jr. this week. I'm not going to be advising that anybody play him. It's not really that good of a matchup like either. What up, Theo? D Wave said I want a league mate. I want the league mate neighbor. He wanted Kyren with Bobby. Which Bobby? I kind of don't want to. I don't want to trade one of those guys for the other. I really don't. What up, Jarrett? Pick one out of Chubb, Ramondre, or Dubs. Leaning Ramondre as of right now. Rush Lord in the house. What up? What up? Big Dog's only players worth anything on the Dolphins is Wright and A-Chain. Yeah, and even then, like, shit, it ain't right. Not in redraft. Rush or DK trending downwards. Yeah, they have a bye week next week. Yeah, I mean, even the first inkling of what we heard about DK's injury is he might be out 2 to 3 weeks. And like, yeah, with the bye week, it only makes sense that they don't play him this week. They give him the week break. Then they have the week break because of the bye, and then he comes back the week after. So yeah, it sucks, man. And Frank Zahasa did end up taking Nico for D Adams and Hawk. Okay, so I'm still something at tight end until last night. Adams been a bum. Yep, and he said Collins comes back week 10. Yeah, there we go. Theo said another week with no Brooks. Yeah, I said better be good. I've been holding him forever. I know, man. It's tough. It's tough. We're going to be going into at least week 10 before he came down. So, yeah, 9 weeks of having to hold him. If you have an IR, it's not that hard. But if you don't have an IR, I know every week it gets harder. And we got the bye weeks and stuff coming up. Vikings are fool's gold now, and all of a sudden you on Chuba. Man, in a good matchup, why wouldn't I be on Chuba? And in the bad matchups, why wouldn't I say fuck Chuba? And Speed Demon Richardson in my keeper league 14th round. Tag, he's still worth holding on to, right? I don't think so. I don't think he's worth holding on to. He's a bum, man.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
Flappo, Ingram, or Pitts? Pitts has the way better matchup this week, so I'm leaning Pitts. Craig, between Prescott and Mayfield this week, I think I'm leaning Dak. Big Does Vikings 1-0. Yeah, of course. Yeah. What does that have to do with fantasy football, though? And Terrell said, is it true Brooks does not play this week? He's probably will get shut down for the year because past the 21-day window. I don't necessarily know. I don't know. I know anything's possible. But, yeah, they said and they said they're unlikely. He's unlikely to play. They didn't say that he wasn't going to play, but yeah, when we hear unlikely on Friday, it's not something that we like hearing. The Doug, guess I'm starting Hopkins this week, man. Frank had linebacker. I got Levante David. He's questionable. Any updates? Not yet. I could pick up Overshown, Cooper Henley, Shrinaid. Thoughts? I like Overshown if I'm picking of those guys. And Jared Tillman or Wandale? It's a better matchup for Wandale. I'm going to lean Wandale. Doe, love news? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Under says Stroud, man, he's playing so bad. Yeah, but when you don't have anybody to throw to, like, I mean, what do we expect? What do we expect? I mean, Robert Woods, you know, he's nothing. Mechie and Hutchinson and all them, like Schultz, like whole bunch of nothing. I mean, Tank Dell, like, you know, he had over 120 yards. Yeah. Frank said, fuck team defense, Chargers or Washington. It's probably going to be Washington. Washington's been on a tear over the last couple weeks. Woo. Dose drop Stroud, pick up Flacco. I mean, Nico's supposed to be coming back next week. But let's go see what the schedules look like rest of the way. Let's see. The Texans have the 8th easiest schedule rest of the way. Colts have the 20th easiest schedule. And really, it's like Flacco's got 3 good games out of the next 4. But he's got shit games week 15 and 16, 2 of the worst that you can have. And he's got the Jets in week 17. So Flacco would be a guy like you pretty much use until week 13, and then you're done with him. Oh, wait. Hold on. Actually, hold on. I'm fucking looking at the wrong position here. Okay, Flacco. 29th easiest schedule. Even worse. He only has 2 decent games over the next week. And really, it's only this week that I would say is a smash matchup versus Minnesota. And then it's just straight trash after that. Let's see the Texans. I find it hard to believe that they're one of the worst. Texans got the 9th easiest schedule for quarterbacks coming up. They had a shit game this week versus the Jets. Jets are still bottom 5 and and now maybe even less. You know, they might even be better than bottom 5 in giving up points to the quarterbacks. But then 3 out of his next 4 weeks, you got Detroit, Cowboys, and the Jags. Great fucking games. And then they got Baltimore in week 17. And that's like an amazing matchup for the quarterbacks. So I'm going to play the numbers here, and I would say Stroud over Flacco. Frank said Ferguson or Njoku. I got to go Fergie. It's a really, really bad matchup for Njoku. The Chargers, since their bye, have given up like nothing to quarterbacks, to tight ends. I mean, like nothing. D-Wave, which QB gives you the best chance to get 17 points, 10-teamer? Kyler or Dak? Dak? It's a really bad matchup for Kyler. The Bears all year have been one of the worst teams to like play your quarterbacks against. Yeah, let me even pull it up to see where those two teams fare specifically in like giving up points. Let's see. Yeah, Bears giving up the fourth least points. And CJ Stroud did decent against them. I mean, like, not amazing, but he did decent. And then last week, because that crazy Hail Mary, what's his name? Jaden Daniels did decent. But yeah, you look week 3, week 4, week 5, completely shutting down the quarterbacks. And right, Rush Lord said the Bears shut Daniels down. Yeah, exactly. Had that Hail Mary at the end of the game not happened, like, yeah, he would have been, I mean, completely shut down, right? And because what was that? It was like a 45-yarder or something. Let's see how many yards he actually had in the game. Oh shit. I mean, well, he had 326 yards. So I mean, he had close to I'd say close to 300 yards before that. But when you're only getting 1 point for every 25 yards, that's still not a lot. I mean, what would that be? Even at 300, what's that? 12 points. And then he didn't have a touchdown or anything. So like literally 12 points. And then he had 5 on the ground. So 17. So it would have been 17 points for him, give or take. Andre said London or Puka, half PPR. I mean, as of right now, it's got to be London. We got to hear more about Puka, man. He got injured in practice yesterday, and it didn't sound good. Fletcher said trade Pickens for Ridley. I think I would rather have Pickens, even with not as good of the matchups. But I do want to figure out how to get Ridley, though. The Doe said thoughts on Tillman. I mean, shit, he was one of the guys who I wanted to pick up last week, and I did pick up last week. I mean, shit, a handful on Sunday and played him. I like him. He's going to be, seems like he's going to be the guy, like over there for J-Mo. Or for Jameis, I mean, not J-Mo. Rush Lord for half PPR. Daniels went around 15 points. Yeah, to 22 in one play. Exactly. Yeah. I have Daniels ended up with 22. Okay. Yeah. Yep. See? And like, I mean, same shit with like Devontae Adams, like last night, right? Like, was it the right call to play him? Like, he made it the right call with like 2 minutes left in the game. You know, before that, I think he only had like 11 points or something. And then he like literally doubled his points on that one specific play. So I was glad for the places that I have Adams. I was mad for like, you know, my thought process on him. Like it was right, but it has to be right for 60 minutes, not just for 57 minutes. That's what's crazy about the NFL, right? Like anything can happen at any given time. And like whatever we thought was right, it could be right all the way down until the end of the game. And PJ said, do not confuse MVP candidate Jameis Winston with that PED doper J-Mo. It's blasphemy. Frank said, we hold in or shop in Brees rest of the season. I mean, I feel like it's so hard to shop Brees. I don't think their schedule gets like any better. Like, let me see. What's their schedule look like? 6th easiest schedule. You're holding them. You're holding them as bad as it's been. Week 10 through week 17, he's got cupcake matchups. Straight cupcakes. This week was a bad matchup. Houston, before this game, they're giving up bottom 7 numbers to running backs. But yeah, he's got Arizona and Indy. They're giving up booty to the running backs. Then they got their bye in week 12. And then you got Seattle, Miami, Jacksonville, the Rams, and Buffalo all giving up extreme booty to the running backs. I mean, Brees has been a bum, though. That's for sure. He has been a bum.
Because I'm too old to waste my time trying to train a no-good loser like you, you bum.
Jason said my season's about to be over because I wasn't patient with my waivers and draft picks. In what way? Explain, bro. Explain. But I feel like that being impatient, that's literally a reason why a lot of people lose. Like you get impatient with players. I'm just speaking in general terms, not you right now. But I see it all the time where people get impatient. They make trades, that they don't necessarily need to make. Drop McConkey week 5, man. So here's one thing that I've always said about rookies. If it's like a top end rookie, like a Neighbors, for example, you kind of got to like somewhat pay like for a Neighbors, and he might be so good that no one's going to drop them no matter what. But there's so many wide receivers and running backs. Like imagine like Brooks, like imagine like how many places Brooks got dropped. Like I know people might be holding out on him still. I know some people are, but I bet in a lot of leagues with like 5 bench spots, guys like Brooks were dropped. Like, you don't even have to draft them. You can let someone else draft them, house them, and then they're going to drop them because they're going to get impatient. And then you swoop after, weeks and weeks and weeks of someone else holding them, letting them marinate. But yeah, I'm a real big advocate. Like even this happened with Nick Chubb when he was a rookie. He got drafted in every single league. I was in 8 leagues that year. And, what was he? 2nd round draft pick, right? Like, coming out of the gate, he's not going to be the guy. So like, why would you like necessarily want him? And then everybody dropped him like week 4, week 5, whatever it was. And then Carlos Hyde gets traded. And like literally like it happened on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I went and picked up Nick Chubb everywhere, won 3 championships because of it. And yeah, like literally like this every year. Like look at Coleman. Like imagine how many places Coleman got dropped. Now is the time when you kind of want him, like second half stretch. Got a really horrible game this week, but that's like a perfect example because he was so garbage. I mean, 0 burgers, like nothing but single digit games. Like, I know that he got dropped in a bunch of places. And then if you're there and you see the writing on the wall, now he's someone that you go pick up. PJ, I got to bench Higgins, Mooney, or Shakir, Lean, and Mooney. Jason dropped Darnell Mooney after picking him up, using him 1 week. Dang, yeah. I mean, that one's not too good. Because I was saying he was, Mooney's legit been one of the best free agent waiver wire pickups of the year. And it's crazy because he's been so consistent. And Jared said Kareem Hunt supposed to play. We don't know. We Saturday is their Friday because they're playing on Monday. Sounds so confusing. But so tomorrow we will know a little bit more about Kareem Hunt. So TBD for Kareem Hunt. Says I also picked up Coleman and Cedric Tillman, but didn't start either last week. You know what? But that doesn't matter because, like, I mean, it does if like you could have won by playing Cedric Tillman, but it just depended if you needed to play him or not. But literally, Cedric Tillman is the #1 waiver wire pickup this week, and you picked him up a week before that happened. So, either way, that was a good move. Not playing him. Yeah, like, I mean, you had to have some stones to play him, or you had to have, like, such shitty positions that you're like, fuck it, I'll play him. PJ said Rashad White or Bullet in the Bubble Goose. You know what? Not just because I want to play the song, but because I think he has the better matchup, and that's who I'm rocking. Caught a bullet in his bubble goose. He caught a bullet in his bubble goose. You can be at the party getting loose, but you can catch a bullet in your goose. Frankie said picked up Tracy 2 weeks ago. If he goes, play him over Montgomery or Stevenson. I think I'm just gonna play Monty over Stevenson. It's a really good matchup for him as well. And if we're going to play Monty in some of the bad matchups, we sure as hell better play him in some of the good matchups that we got. And this one is one of those good matchups. And Jared said, I'm definitely one. Get nervous, want to play the wire. I usually need to fucking chill. So thanks to the hustler for calming my damn nerves. I feel like that's one of the best things that I do with this fantasy football consulting is like helping people from making emotional moves, whether it's an emotional drop, whether it's an emotional add. I'm not saying we don't add and drop, but I'm just saying we don't do it emotionally. It's calculated. And the same thing with trades, not making every trade that just like keeps coming to you. You know, like we got to make the calculated trades. And sometimes a calculated trade is not trading at all. It really isn't. Like there's a guy who I'm helping. He's 2-6 right now. And it's bullshit because he literally has the most points against him in the league. And he has like the third most or second most points. And he wants to make a move. And like a guy who's in first place who has like way less points for and who has the least points against. I was like, bro, like, I know that your 2-6 record is not like proving this statement right, but I was like, you have the better team. You've just played a worse schedule than this guy, and he doesn't even have anybody who can replace any one of your starters. Like that's how good your team is, but you played a shit schedule and you've had the worst fucking luck schedule wise. It's tough. It's tough, man. That's one of it's one of the shittiest things about fantasy football is when you get a bad beat on a schedule, it sucks. And Chewy, what up? If Brian Thomas is a go, do I start him over Harrison? I don't want to start Brian Thomas Jr. So the news that they gave about him is he's a game time decision, but they also said we don't want to have any setbacks. So what I take from that is they don't want to have any setbacks leading up to the game for him to actually play. And they don't want any setbacks for him during the game. So that means to me, if he has any setback, could be on the first play, could be on the 50th play for that offense, he might get pulled. So because of that, I'm super nervous. It's not a good matchup for them either. Unless Darius Slay doesn't play, then that makes it a little bit of a better matchup. But as of right now, I'm leaning on sitting Brian Thomas Jr. at all costs. It's I'm too nervous about him getting hurt in the game and them just pulling him. Like it could fucking happen. It could fucking happen. Because they're literally saying they're taking it super, super cautious, like with him. And what up, Blue? Cup, Puka, St. Brown, Hill, Neighbors are my starters. Can only start 3. I'll sit Hill because you're super blessed. I will play St. Brown because I don't think Jair Alexander is playing. So, like, if he wasn't a smash start already, like, it's even more of a smash start now. I'm starting Neighbors. Great matchup. And I'm starting Puka if he plays, but I'm nervous about Puka. I really am. Like, he hurt his knee yesterday, and I don't know if he's going to play. If he doesn't play, I'll pivot to Cup, who was also questionable as of yesterday. And Chewy, I just traded Kelsey and Sutton for Tank Dell and started Dell and the other flex starter London and Wilson. Oh, man. I mean, we can't go backwards. I would have said no to that. I would have said keep Kelsey and Sutton because Sutton's actually been coming on over the last couple weeks. Fletcher said trade Pickens for Downs. Nah, I mean, I like Pickens more now that Wilson's here. Rushard said Hustler found a great trend. Pick up and start any veteran QB coming off the bench in their first game. They're going to be hyped as fuck. They're going to be hyped as fuck. And Frank said I got Mayfield skeptical about this week. I would be too. Geno, Carr, Goff, Stafford. I'm leaning Goff, especially with Jair Alexander more than likely not playing. James said also last week I traded Tank Dell and Bigsby for DJ Moore. Yeah. I mean, Bigsby's kind of nothing, so trading Dell for DJ Moore, like no matter how you slice it, you teared up. Whether it worked out or not, you know, that remains to be seen yet. I don't want to judge a trade just off of 1 week. Bubble Goose Brian, yep, because he got shot in his bubble goose.
Caught a bullet in his bubble goose. He caught a bullet in his bubble goose. You can be at the party getting loose, but you can catch a bullet in your goose.
We don't everybody at a party getting loose. Blue said ETN and Njoku for B-Rob. Have Bowers at tight end. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Kind of want to play Keenan over Pollard in the flex. Man, I mean, last week I would have said do it, and then look what he did. He fucking fluked this, man. So every time I say Keenan Allen's going to do good, he does bad. There's been a couple instances where I said he was going to do bad, and he did good. Might have only been one instance. But I'm just going to say he's going to do bad, and I say start Pollard. And, you know, if the gut feeling says that the universe is going to prove me wrong this week, play Keenan. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Candace said Madison or Tillman in the flex. I really don't want to play Madison like at all. So I'm gonna go Tillman in the flex there. And Rusher said, "How's I emotionally dropped love on all my teams? He's a bum. I'm done with them. Thoughts 10-man league. I think I could stream. I mean, when Love's on, he's on, but he keeps fucking getting hurt." 10-team league, if it's a single QB league, it doesn't even matter. Like, there's going to be so many guys that you could just pick up every week and just start based on matchup. So, yeah, 10-team single QB, you could get emotional with QBs, and it may or may not hurt you, like, at all. Because usually, if it's a single QB league, unless it's a league that I commission, it's the super, like, default scoring, 4-point passing touchdowns, 25 yards per point passing. And the QBs just don't score a lot. There's not even that much margin of difference between like the number 5 QB and the number 25 QB. It's like the margin's only like a couple points or whatever most games. And let's see, flex Downs over Mooney. Nah, man. Nah, I'm flexing Mooney. Chewy said good point. And yeah, you know, and it's you know, we can't go backwards. It's not a horrible trade either way. I just probably would have said no. And Jared said, because the hustler got me back, I'm sitting at 7-1. Let's go. Dominating. We got to continue the dominance. And Tyler said, should I start Bucky or Jerry Jeudy? Man, I mean, Bucky's got like literally one of the worst matchups, but I'm going to start him over Jeudy. I feel like his floor is just higher than Jeudy, and because his floor is higher, it almost makes his ceiling higher as well. I feel like Jeudy has, I feel like Jeudy, I was going to say Jeudy has no ceiling, but then that's the wrong wording. It's like he doesn't have a ceiling because his ceiling's so low. Like that's what I was thinking. His ceiling is just very low and doesn't really have a floor, you know, like his floor could be 0. And Chewy said, I got Otten and Laporta. Okay. I mean, I feel it. I would have much rather traded Laporta or Otten. Otten is like that spicy flavor right now that a lot of people want. 10-man, $50 league. Yeah, I mean, either way, you got decent guys, but Kelsey, I just feel like I'm always rocking them. Rushard said, I got Knicks last week, Stafford this week. I mean, yeah, you're sitting good. And yep, single QB basic scoring. Yeah. And Knicks worked out pretty well for you. I feel like Stafford's going to work out pretty well for you as well this week as well. There's a lot of his wells. Jesse, what up, homie? And Generation Sutton, Moore, Connor for the flex. Ooh. Who the Cards got again? The Bears. I'm going to say Connor. Jason said Keon Coleman or Pollard. Oh, not Keenan Allen. Okay. Still leaning Pollard. Yeah, you did say I want to play Keon, and I read it as Keenan. You know what's super crazy? Like, I read this thing that is like, whatever the first and last letter are, like whatever, like the K and the N, you know, Keon, Keenan. It's like our brain will automatically like fill in the letters, you know, of whatever we've seen more of. Like it's crazy. And Chewy picked up Otten and Laporta, started the season with Dallas Goedert, tight end, ended up trading Dobbins for Kelsey week 2. Man, seeing that's like a good trade. Like you keep rocking with that. Yeah, Rush Lord with the super chat. We're gonna pack another bowl for here in a second. And Jesse says started Dell, did good, but if he had a TD, it would have been amazing for sure, definitely. And not a lot of TDs to go around yesterday, that's for sure. And Jason with the super chat said, appreciate you as always, big dog. You the man. Appreciate you guys. We're about to pack another bowl for Rush Lord and for J Ray. Fletcher trade Pickens for Ridley and Bucky Irving. Yeah, see, now that's more like speaking my language. Would Bucky be, I don't like the matchup that much this week, but on a normal basis, would Bucky be would Ridley be a starter for you most weeks? His schedule is amazing going forward. It's like the easiest for wide receivers. And then would Bucky be a running back 2 for you? Flex on most weeks? If so, I feel like I'd do that, especially with the big bye weeks coming down. Yeah. Well, I'd do that. Jared said, Dynasty win now mode. That's what I like to hear. One QB league. Should I trade Bo Nix in a second rounder for Kelsey and Joey Bosa? Dude, fuck Joey Bosa, man. That motherfucker is going to screw you when it really counts and not play anyways. So, no. You had me at trading Bo Nix. I mean, get someone else besides Bosa, and then, yeah, do that. Especially if you have who's your tight end? I'm assuming that you have a tight end spot in this league, right? Frank said, with Brian Thomas Jr. and Higgins out. Well, Brian Thomas Jr. isn't out. He's a game time decision, but he's out for me. I'm saying don't start him unless you were super nervous. He said, I'm starting Mooney. Other healthy options are Bucky and White. Yeah, I'm starting Mooney over Bucky and White this week. It is it's a bad matchup for Bucky and White. Are they going to get points? Sure, but I think it's a smash play for Mooney though. It's a smash play for London if Trayvon Diggs is out, and it's trending that way. Candace, what up? Taysom Hill and Njoku for my tight end. Yeah, I don't want to play Njoku at all this week. The Chargers have just shut down the tight ends over the last couple weeks. Let me go look and see who they've shut down over the last couple weeks. It's since their bye, they shut down Denver, Arizona, and New Orleans, giving up bottom 8 numbers to all of those teams. So just giving up nothing at all. I know McBride, that's no slouch at all. They shut him down. Denver, yeah, there's some slouches. New Orleans, yeah, you could say it's slouches. But yeah, I don't like the way that the Chargers have been defending the tight end over the last 3 weeks since their bye, because they're completely shutting them down. So for that reason, I'm going to say Taysom Hill, because the Panthers are not shutting down the tight ends, and we just kind of hope he gets used more than last week. Chewy said, thank you. I should be 6-2, 5-3. Nice. J Ray, we scared to start the Vikings against Mean Joe Flacco? No, I'm not scared to start them. Are they as good of a matchup as they were going up against Richardson? No, but Joe Flacco can throw his ass an interception. Man, he can throw an interception. He can take sacks. They can fumble. There's a lot of things that defense could do that I don't think that. Yeah, Joe Flacco does not make me scared to start the Vikings. It might be not as good of a matchup as it was, but it's still a good matchup for them. Sir Drop TV, Pittman, Tillman, Leggett for the flex. I'm leaning Pittman. Fletcher said Pickens for Mooney. I might do that. Let me go see who's got the easiest schedule. Damn, dude, nah. Steelers got the 3rd easiest schedule moving forward. After Pickens bye week, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the next 7 games are straight money in the bank. Washington, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincy, Cleveland, Baltimore. They got Philly in week 15, and that's bad. And they got KC in week 17. That's bad. But dude, like, talk about a sweetheart of a schedule. Pickens has a sweetheart of a schedule. Let's go see the Falcons. Falcons got the 18th easiest schedule. So, I mean, Washington's money in week 17. Minnesota's money in week 14. New Orleans is money in week 10. But outside of that is like, you know, you got some mid-level matchups, and you got some bad matchups in week 11 and 13 plus the bye. Yeah, I'm going to say keep Pickens. And hey, Jamie in the house. What up, bro? Jed said I've got Bowers and Goddard, but I can flex Kelsey. My wide receivers aren't the greatest. I should do that. Yeah. Hey, shout out to our man Jarrett in the Houdat Nation. Said, because you always say chill, bro. Because, man, that's really all it is, right? Like, I mean, you know, I don't really want to tell people that they're wrong necessarily. Like, a lot of times it's really just chilling and thinking about it, and that's it. And like, because like versus making an emotional decision, or like my man Jarrett specifically, man, if I like make a choice and someone plays in the morning on Sunday versus like Sunday night football, if that person in the morning does good, man, we don't want to see people blowing up on our bench. I know that. But yeah, that's going to be the classic. That needs to be a shirt. Just chill, bro. It needs to be a shirt. And IP, what up? Lad or Dobbins in PPR? I'm gonna say Lad this week. And J Ray said, hit the like button for our guy Alex. 2 more to 20. Hit that like button. Let's go see where we're at. Hit that like button, because that's how more people find us. And the more people that find us, the bigger we get. The bigger we get, the better everything's gonna get over time. Hell yeah. And there we go. We got over 20. Let's get it. Jamie said, what's the Bears schedule for wide receivers? Is it second best? I know it's somewhere close to that, because I remember looking at that like a week or two ago and seeing that the schedule was titties for them. Yeah, second best for wide receivers. The only games that on paper aren't smash matchups are Green Bay in week 11, San Fran in week 14, and then New England. They're not really a smash play. And like, I guess Arizona's not a smash play, but you got Minnesota week 12, smash. Detroit week 13, smash. Minnesota again and Detroit again in 15 and 16, smash. And then Seahawks in week 17, smash. So yeah, DJ, I want to score more. If Caleb can get his shit together, DJ Moore could be one of those guys who ends up being a league winner for you. Galactic Ghoul, what up? How you feeling about Bucky on Monday? I'm nervous. Like, I know he's going to score points, and he's going to be, him and White should get a decent amount of volume, but we're talking about them going up against the toughest run game, or the toughest run defense in the league. And it ain't good, man. Like, it is not good for running backs going up against the Chiefs. Like, they need receptions is what they need. And are they going to get a bunch of receptions? Like, I hope so, but it makes me hella nervous. They could easily go for single digit points, Bucky and White. Even scoring a touchdown, they could go for single digit numbers. Chewy said, I was nervous going into last night with Tank and Wilson, but those two are a must start on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, Tank was like he's the only guy they have, and like he proved that. Just force fed him. And Chewy said, I'll come to YouTube and hit it real quick. Thanks, homie. You the man. Frank said, Stevenson or Tracy? I think that I'm going Tracy. And Jesse said, damn, Diggs might be out for that Falcons game. I mean, Diggs is out for the season. What are we talking about? Yeah, Diggs is like out for the season. ACL. And IP said, hopefully Brian Thomas plays. I won't have to start Ladd and Dobbins. Shit. I'm just saying now that whether Brian Thomas plays or not, I would start Dobbins. I'm nervous about him. Like they literally said they don't want him to have a setback. And like, what if he has a setback in the first quarter? You know, like this game is meaningless for the Jags, you know? So like, unless and he's a game time decision like as well. So it's like, he's not even guaranteed to like play. So I just want to sit him, man. I want to sit Brian Thomas Jr. if I can. And even though I don't like Dobbins matchup, I hate Dobbins matchup. I feel safer playing Dobbins over BTJ. It's crazy to say. Jets, I'm good. Get both of us a Chill Bro shirt made. Hell yeah. And Frank said McBride or Hawkinson. Man, it's got to be McBride this week. Like this week is it's a smash. It's a smash of a matchup, right? Let me see. Who the hell the Bears? Well, actually, maybe not, but I swear the Bears are giving up insane booty to the tight end. Oh, wait, wrong one. Let's see. Yeah, Bears are giving up a crazy amount of booty to the tight end. So, yeah, I'm going McBride. What up, Wes? He said, what up, Aints fan tapping in. Jamie said, I'd buy a Dunze too. He has the contingent upside. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen gets hurt. We all know rookie wide receivers perform better in the second half of the year. Yeah, definitely. So it's Caleb, man. Like, Caleb's the problem over here. That's the issue. Chewy said, Jay really gonna play Diggs and tear his calf on Sunday. Oh, that Diggs is that was probably the Diggs being talked about. Yeah. I mean, you would hope not, right? Like you would hope that they would just like sit him, let him take the game off. You know, it'd be the smarter thing to do for like the better outlook of like their future. Because like, yeah, do you really want to go out there and get him hurt? I mean, it'd be so much better if he didn't play, and then it's so much better for our Falcons pieces. Sir Drop, would you ever start two wide receivers for the same team? Yeah, I'd start two wide receivers from the same team. Sometimes you do it out of necessity. Sometimes you do it out of just goodness. Like there's one league where I have Tyreek and Waddle. You know, hasn't been the best like this year, but like I had like this was a dynasty where I had Tyreek before he even came over to the Dolphins. So, you know, I wasn't in, I mean, it's a dynasty league. So, you know, I don't want to panic as much. I don't want to panic in something like that versus like redraft where people might panic, but I would, a lot of times I'm going to say no, but if I have two guys on the same team and the matchup bears, you know, we're just going to play those guys. Wes said, you get a clip of your reaction for the Hail Mary ball? No, because I wasn't streaming at that time. I wasn't. And IP, what strain you chiefing? So this is the double mints, and it's by Lit. And it is, where's the percentages? It is 26% THC. And kind of high in limonene and high in the, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but the beta carlophenine or whatever the fuck it is, that terp. Chewy said, yeah, I could have another setbacks, not smart. NFC East is so close. I said Commanders win the division. I'm an Eagles fan. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, right? And like the Commandos, like their defense is killing it. Their offense way overproducing what anybody thought right away. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Dan Quinn got those boys playing over there. And Wes said, how about the Garrett Wilson catch? That whole bar went nuts, dude. I mean, that was insane, man. I was insane. Like, what a fucking catch. What a fucking catch. And to get your leg down and shin down, you know, before the knee touch, like, man, the body control on that, man. And fucking, I don't even know if it was with the right or the left hand. I just have the bong in the left hand right now. But man, the one-handedness and to come down with that, like legit, that could go down as the best catch. Well, how about best touchdown catch of the season? I feel like it has to be the best touchdown catch of the season as of right now. Chewy said, I got a hybrid vape pen yesterday at my parents for 2 weeks and got legal weed here. Nice. There we go. Almost got Garrett Wilson for downs before Thursday. Other team was hesitant. Man, I mean, that would have been crazy because the hype on downs is like nuts right now. It's nuts. And Wes said Odell type shit. Yeah, and it's crazy that it happened in the same stadium, right? It was just on the opposite side. The Garrett Wilson happens on the left side and in the back end of the end zone, and then Odell's happens on the right front of the end zone. Yeah, I was fire, man. I was fire. Body control, elite. That is for sure. And just where that was, like Rodgers, I don't know if that was a messed up throw by Rodgers or if it was a perfect throw by Rodgers, because he put it to where Garrett Wilson had to make a move on the ball. Like he had to make a move on the ball to be able to catch that. That wasn't like right in his breadbasket or anything, but it was also in a place where like the defender, like pretty much impossible for him to defend. Now, can they, I feel like the coach in Waterboy. Remember, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me every week? Hey, coach, not only will I do it for you, yes, I'll do it for you. Back shoulder kind of overthrew a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like I said, wasn't back shoulder ball. Yeah. Which, like, it was either the best throw by Aaron Rodgers or a horrible throw, just depending if you think it's on purpose or not. If the wind moved it or anything, like so many factors. And, but yeah, definitely. I mean, am I wrong for saying that that's like the best touchdown catch of the season? Like so far, is that just me living on the hype of it happening yesterday and being a shitty game and it was like the best play by far? Or like what would another what would another catch that would be up there right now be? Chewy said over Pickens. What are we talking about? The touchdown over Pickens touchdown, or what are we talking about? Wes, I was laughing my ass off when A-Rod rushed for 15 brutal yards and it got called back. Yeah. I mean, the penalties, like, it sucks, man, when there's only one football game going on and there's just like hella penalties. Like, dude, is fucking worst. So boring to watch. And all of our good plays get called back. Yeah, such bullshit, man. PSA, I think there was a sick TD catch in week 1, if I can remember correctly. And I mean, I'm sure there was too. I'm trying to think, like, who could it have been? Galactic Ghoul. I'm trying to get Chubb. Someone just put him on the block. Should offer Laporta and Bucky for him. My other tight ends are Kincaid and Njoku. I swear the Browns do not have a good schedule for running backs. Let's see. 23rd easiest. Nah, I mean, he's kind of worth getting. It's really just this week and week 15 are like the worst weeks. I feel like I'd want to keep Laporta and I'd trade in Joker or K-Dot instead. So that was the rush that A-Rod definitely should have got. He got lucky. Yep. Week 3 versus the Browns. Oh, he said, never mind. That was 2 years ago. He said, didn't Pickens have another sick catch this year too? Not that I could think of, because, like, I mean, that one was like the crazy 360 fucking toe tapping. Like, it wasn't a touchdown, but I mean, yeah, like that. I mean, that catch, like, still like one of the best catches I've ever seen. And IP, you think D Hop over Dobbins? Yeah. I mean, I'm really not excited about Dobbins this week going up against the Browns, and like D Hop. Fuck, I mean, I feel like he has to play more than like what he played, like 35% of the snaps or whatever last week. Like, fuck, I feel like he has to play more than that. But that's what makes me a little bit nervous. But I think I'd still play him. Yeah, D Hop, I think I'd still play him over Dobbins. Said he was high key open every play last game. Okay, only play a third of snaps. Yeah. I want him in there. Wes said that was if you don't know the name. Now you know. Now you do know the type of catch. Yeah. Yup. All right. You're going to smoke one more bowl. Get ready to get up out of here. If you feel so inclined to show some love, hit that $sign at the bottom. Throw in a super chat for your boy. We've been rocking for about an hour and a half as of now. I'm going to go work on creating some other videos to post, like guys who you should be targeting at certain positions, things like that. And IP said, let's see a nuke. What's a nuke? And don't forget to hit that join button if you're not a 420 crew member officially on YouTube. Look at all these dope ass emojis that you will never find anywhere else on YouTube. Because I created all of these and uploaded them. And it's only for the 420 crew members. So if you don't have that green cross next to your name, hit the join button. If you don't see the join button, here's the link for you guys. Dopest community around, hands down, no cap. All right, let's get it. Fill the bowl up to the brim. Nah, I don't like doing that. I mean, I got a fat bowl like in here, but it gets too gross, man. Like it's all about the taste, you know. And if the taste starts getting gross because like there's just like way too much like weed in there, so yeah, I'm kind of a snob in that way. And Galactic put some wax on top of it, kill the bowl in one hit. I'll do a dab separately. I'll pack it right now. But let's see. Let's get some super chats flowing. Come on. Yeah, I'm flying out to LA next Friday just to be able to go get some California love. Gonna film some content and stuff. So yeah, next Friday. We might be live streaming from somewhere, but I might just be recording a bunch of content like on the go. And it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be the first time that I'm going out to LA just for the day, straight day. Flight leaves at like, I think 8 o'clock or something like that in the morning. And then the flight comes back. I think it leaves at like 9 something at night. So I'm going to be there for about 12 hours. Going to be hanging out with the Wafers and the Drip crew. We're going to get some content together. We're going to be hitting up a few locations. And yeah, going to get some good content. And yeah, man, all these trips, tax write-offs. So I'm going to try to be taking more. And dude, I got round trip ticket to LA same day, $60. I'm flying Spirit, you know, no shame in my game. Trust me. I'm flying Spirit with my backpack. And dude, $60 round trip. Like it would literally cost me $30 for an Uber from which I think I'm gonna have to take an Uber. Everyone's still gonna be sleeping, but literally taking an Uber to the airport is $30, probably $25-$30, let's say. So like literally, like I'm getting a plane ticket for 2 plane tickets there and back for like the price of like an Uber taxi ride. It's fucking insane, man. Fucking insane. And CB Dizzle said the wax on top. So I'm just doing a whole extra dab. Like, I don't like putting the wax on top because it just makes everything a mess. Like, that's really why it makes everything a mess. And he said, you tried Aries? I'm not sure. What is that? And Chewy said, all right, gotta go. Gotta get ready for some quick trim for a funeral on the wake tomorrow. Man, sorry to hear that, bro. Peace out, though, homie. And IP said, good luck on Spirit. Well, see, and like, I hate Spirit. Trust me, I know. But the flight is like literally like 40 minutes. So like, I'll deal with the bullshit. Yeah, I'll deal with the bullshit because it's so cheap, man. $60 round trip. And I could bring, yeah. And he said, worst airline ever, never again. Yeah, if you're on a long flight, no. He said they charge $5 for a small app. Yeah. You can't buy anything on there. Like, and see, for me, 40 minutes, I'll go spend fucking $10 on like a big ass smart water or whatever, and like not really, and then just not even have to drink any of their shit. And he said 69. I hope I didn't hear the whole thing.
69, dudes.
The Aries is new smart dab pen. Oh no, never heard of it. That's cool though. Yeah, Dr. Dabber. That's who I got here. My nice Dr. Dabber switch. They got a new one. I feel like I need to get in contact with them so I can somehow get one of these new ones and hopefully get it on the house like these other ones. Yeah, 40 minutes, nothing exactly. See, that's why, I mean, going to SoCal from Vegas, it's hella cheap. And I go into Burbank. I don't go into LAX. I go into Burbank. Way easier. And as long as it's somewhere that's not in super South LA, it always ends up working out better anyways. But yeah, I mean, any airplane for hours sucks. I'm going to be flying to the East Coast here probably in January. So I feel like I got to start looking now, kind of figuring some things out. But John Wayne Airport, I don't know. Where's the John Wayne Airport? What's the John Wayne Airport? And Jared said, what's a dab? He said, I guess I'm old. So pretty much dab is like, it's a consistency. Like, it's almost like new age hash. Like, that's just the way that I can explain it. It's like new age hash. And man, it's so cool. Like, watch, I'm going to finish this bowl and you're going to see this contraption that I have. We're literally smoking like George Jetson, bro, with these tools now. It's like literally you pack it up, you touch a button, it heats it all up for you, and then you smoke. It's just, it's insane. It's insane. Oh, nice. And I just noticed, hey, IP. So I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm going to throw in the other one. I really appreciate you following over there. That one is where like nobody is. That's like my personal YouTube channel. And but here is the other one where I have like, we're almost up to 8,000 subscribers over there now. Super, super excited. We just crossed 7,700 I think a day or two ago. Oh, yeah. John Wayne. I think that's the closest one to Disneyland, if I'm not mistaken. I've never flown in there. No. So you have the John Wayne Airport. That's like Orange County, like you said, and that's like by Disneyland. And then you have LAX. That's like the huge international fucking, huge ass international airport, like the main one in LA. And then Burbank is like from LAX, it's like northeast from there, and like Burbank is kind of like where the valley is, or at least like you get to the valley really easily from Burbank versus what's it called, versus the LAX. But yeah, I always fly into Burbank. It's crazy small fucking airport. It's so fucking small that you get off of the airplane and like they bring the fucking like the stairs like to there. Like, you know, the fucking stairs on wheels and all that shit. Like, they don't have the connector to like where you like walk through the tunnel or whatever, like getting in from the airplane to the airport. It's so fucking small that they literally bring the stairs out, and there's only like a couple runways. And like Frontier, the other super shitty like airline, those are the ones that I always fly, because you can get like $20 flights, $30 flights when you go to SoCal. And it's so small that Frontier doesn't even fucking doesn't even go there. The jetway is the word you want. Perfect. There we go. Yes. Yes. It's all outdoors. It's fucking crazy. Craig said, where are you going on the East Coast? You're not allowed out here. So New York and Connecticut. So it's going to be for a podcast appearance, and it's going to be in Connecticut. But I'm going to, I don't know how far it is from like Hess in New York, but that's what I want to, you know, who knows when I'm going to be going to the East Coast again. So might be out there for a couple days, and I want to see if I can link up with Hess while I'm out there. I mean, and whoever else is around, like I'd love to link up with like anybody who's like out there, but yeah, it's going to be Connecticut is where I'm going to be going for the podcast appearance. And then I'd be somewhere around New York, whatever's close to Connecticut, I'm sure. Unless I'm nowhere close to Hess, and then I'll only be going to Connecticut and that's it. All right. And yeah, Craig, where the hell you at on the East Coast? All right. There we go. Bowl down. Nice. 45 minutes from me. Bro, pull up. Pull up. All right. Jarrett, you still there? So check this out. So got this. Literally just a little button that I click to turn this on. You can smoke the dabs or flower out of this. And oh, you know what? Let me put the link in here. If anybody wants to get one of these Dr. Dabbers, if you use my link, you can save a couple bucks. But it's definitely the dopest e-rig around. Nah. I ain't going to the ATL. We ain't going to the ATL. I'm going to the Northeast. All right, and then you touch the button. It's red. Then it's going to turn green when it's ready to go. Right outside of Boston. Okay, cool. PJ, keep the dab. Unless you want to go to jail. Yeah. We ain't coming to Atlanta. I know that's where the players play. But I don't need to go over there. All right. Here we go. Salud. Fuck. Woo. Whoo! Oh man, that got me. Whoo! PJ said more strip clubs per capita than anywhere else in America. Yeah, isn't that I swear it was Atlanta where during COVID they had the drive-through strip clubs. Like literally they put it outside and like you'd literally drive up with your car. I remember seeing the videos for this. In fucking insane. Tell me, PJ, was it Atlanta? I can't remember if that's where it was, but yeah, I know Atlanta, like out there, like strip clubs are the normal club. Right? Like that's what everybody like kind of says about Atlanta. Like the strip clubs are just like, that's just like the normal club. So that dab should do the trick. It did the trick. Gotta grab you by the boo-boo, don't it? Fletcher, would you trade Ramondre for Garrett Wilson? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Brazil, what up? What's going down, bro? Whoo! Oh man, that shit got me, man. Oh, I think we're gonna end it on that note. He said, I think that was Texas strip clubs, not my thing. I just remember seeing it on what's it called? On social media, like that's just where I remember seeing it. Frank's I'll be in Vegas next year, Huss, doing some union-based stuff. Okay. So I'll let you know more. He said flight paid for, room paid for, $7,500 a week on top 350 a day from my local union. Sick. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Let me know when you come. I'm assuming you're gonna eat at some dope spots. If you know that far in advance of when you're coming, if you want to eat at like some of the dopest spots, you have to legit put in fucking reservations like now, like months and months in advance. Certain places, not all places. And if you need any ideas on places to eat, whether it's a place for a big ass group or a couple people, like let me know. And for Zoe, we're gonna start Leggett over Zay Flowers. Was gonna start Leggett over Zay Flowers. So they said Bryce Young gonna be a starting QB. Now I'm screwed. Yeah, I feel like Bryce Young and Coker are the ones who have like the crazy rapport. So I feel like I'd be riding that Coker wave, kind of depending like on the flex. But yeah, I mean, I ain't starting Leggett with Leggett is funny though. Did you guys see they're asking him like, so what, they're gonna go play the Germany game or something soon? And he was like, oh, I don't know about Germany. I don't know what kind of food, I'm necessarily going to be eating out there. And they were like, well, what kind of food don't you like? And he was like, I don't know. I'm just a simple guy. Like, I don't, vegetables, seafood. Like, we're not eating stuff like that. PJ Vivid, Gentlemen's Club in Houston set up. Inside a makeshift tent turn club where customers can park for 2 songs. Yeah, that's super funny, man. Like during COVID, you had to get very, very creative. Very, very creative. That shit is so funny, man. And Will said Coker's more of like a 14-team flex kind of guy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, 12-teamer. I mean, if you're like us in the 12-teamers, some of these leagues, you got 3 wide receivers, you got 3 flexes plus the super flex. So, but yeah, for sure. Frizzo said against badass human being, man, I can relate to being from the South as well, for sure. And it's just funny hearing him talk because like you look at him and like, I guess you never really assume where people like watching like baseball games and shit. That makes you like realize, you see someone, you think he's from the hood, and then they fucking start speaking Spanish and shit because they're from the fucking Dominican. And but yeah, kind of same thing with him. Like before you hear him talk, like you just don't expect him to like sound the way that he sounds. And yeah, Leggett's super cool, man. I wish that he didn't end up on the Panthers, like I'd like really sucked. I was always super disappointed with that landing spot, like for him. But hopefully, hopefully he just starts getting more opportunities. All right, one more bowl, and I'll be too scared to ask him to repeat himself. So I'll just smile and nod my head, right? Yeah, you don't want to be that person. PJ says dude could be the next Steve Smith, bro. I know, but he needs someone throwing him the ball, man. Like it ain't gonna be Bryce Young, and I don't know if he could be the next Steve Smith. I don't know if that kind of route running is in his repertoire. Perry said just traded Swift, Pickens, Tillman, Deontay for Jacobs, Amari, Ingram, and Chase Brown. Thoughts? 3 flex league. I mean, I like the idea of getting rid of Swift and Deontay. Pickens and Tillman. I don't necessarily like the idea of getting rid of them. That's kind of the thing that sucks with like these kind of trades is like you win on 2 players, you lose on 2 players. I mean, I feel like I would have run to rework this. Well, so I'll have to watch one of the interviews now. Yeah, man. He just seems super down to earth. Just super down to earth, like Southern bro. Like that's just the way that, and ever since the first time I heard him speak, and when he was really fucking excited about getting picked up by the Carolina Panthers, really fucking excited. Yeah, you just hear that accent, hella thick. Frizzle, should I just start Zay Flowers over Leggett? Yeah. He said, screw the matchup, YOLO. Yeah. I mean, I would. It says send an offer, Josh Downs, and the owner was like, that's a badass offer. I'll think on it. One day later, he rejected it. Oh man. And see, you know why he says that? Because it lets you think that he really likes it and then gives him a chance to like really think on it and debate on it. So like him kind of lying to you and saying that's a badass offer, it put him in the position of power because you weren't even thinking about moving and doing any other trades more than likely. That's kind of what I think out of that. Like, yeah, people are weird. I'm really good at analyzing people like that way. Like everything that someone says means something. Like it really does. Cause like the way someone says something means something. Just like there's so many different ways that you can word things. I feel like people are very specific with the way they word things. You gotta read through it just like coach speak. Well, so that's like the guy from Gone 60 Seconds, Snake, I believe his name is, didn't speak until the end of the film. And you're like, damn, I didn't think he'd sound like that. I thought you were from Long Beach, man. Oh, man. Poor Toby. You say poor Toby. I say poor us. That was so funny. He spoke. Idris Elba, bro. Stringer Bell, dude. When I heard Stringer Bell, aka Idris Elba, speak for the first time, dude, like in his real voice, blew my fucking mind. Because I mean, this is like when social media is not a thing, really. Dude, exactly. Stringer Bell was the shit, bro. Like one of the, like, dude, I mean, come on, man. Like that's one of the best series ever. There's a lot of people who will say that is the best series ever. And like, he's one of the most iconic roles from that series. Like, man. And like hearing him speak blew my, like, how are you that good, man? How are you that good at portraying a Baltimore accent when, dude, you are straight up fucking European, straight up European. And then same thing with, I mean, there's so many now, we could go down the list, but like, the dude from Snowfall, like I didn't know that he was, I didn't know at first that he wasn't American. And then he does like one interview when Snowfall's like kind of blowing up and you hear him speaking in his normal voice and mind blown. How are they so good at fucking creating these accents? And Frizzo, I want to start adding players who have badass playoff schedules. I don't want to ruin my don't want to run to the damn playoffs. Yeah. I mean, it has to be a combination of both because it can't be people who have shitty schedules now unless you're just literally housing them for later, And no drops like Amsterdam either. Yeah. We need that Omar's coming drop, right? Man. Let me mark it down. Let me mark that down. That'll be one to get in the rotation. I have a lot that I've downloaded. I need to find the place like on the soundboard because now it's like so many. All right. Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie. Yeah. Rest Scotty from Star Trek was like that was like one of 7 accents that he had. I mean, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And like, I don't know, I'm not good at any of these accents, but like sometimes I can like somehow like, sometimes I can kind of mimic the characters or whatever, but it's like, man, like how do you do it to where you could probably just do it and just be that normal like about it. It's crazy. Frizzer, like, should I make a trade Mixon to get Reed and James Conner to be playoff ready? I don't think you trade Mixon. No. I'm not saying don't try to get James Conner, but you don't want to trade top dogs with bad schedules to like get lesser players who have better schedules, like you're trying to just get more top heavy. And so like I'm not saying don't go trade for James Conner and don't go trade for Reed. Just don't have like one of your top dogs like Mixon. Don't have him be in the mix. Would be better if there's a great wide receiver named Omar. Yeah, I know. See, because that's how we're gonna like use these more often than not, is when it relates to someone's name. Definitely. Gucci on Twitch. What up? Do I trade Josh Jacobs, Drake London, Khalil Shakir for CMC, Olave, Romeo Dubs, currently 6-2? No, it would be in 6-2. I'm not going to make a trade like that. If I'm a 6-2 team, the only kind of trade that I'm going to be trying to make, I want to go after one person, like one player. Now, the player, that's going to be based on like the managers. I want to go look at the teams who are like right on the cusp of like they need to win or they're fucking out. You got to go find those guys who would be like desperate like that. And then you need to trade like 2 or 3 of your players for like their top dog, whoever that is. Because usually even the bad teams have like one really good player, and like if they could get a 3-for-1, because a lot of their, if they're a fringe playoff team, they might have had a bunch of injuries, could be a bunch of shit like that. So that's really what I'd be doing. I would be trying to move 2 or 3 players only. Like, fuck these even trades. You're 6-2. That's someone trying to weaken your team by making an even trade with you. So don't do that. Don't do that. Took a flyer on Michael Keaton today. Yeah, as stash. There we go. And Frizzo, part of me wants to get rid of Zay Flowers and Devonta Smith to go get Reed and DJ Moore. Nah. It's not the type of trade you want to make. Get you the guys 3 and 5, and he has CMC. Who in trading with? Yeah, I'm not mad at that. But like, look at how many good players you have to give up. Got to give up at least 2 good players for them. Romeo Dub's been pretty fluky. So I'm not saying don't go trade for CMC. Go trade for CMC, but just CMC by himself. That's it. And trade 2 or 3 of your lesser players. Like, yeah, Khalil Shakir, throw him in there. But Josh Jacobs and Drake London, you don't get rid of those guys. You're trying to get top heavier, not get rid of some of your best players to get really good players also. Yeah, Will said exactly what you do, 2 or 3 for 1. Yep, get your guy, because once the bye weeks are finished, you should have set it and forget it lineup unless injury. Exactly. CB Dizzle, what's up with Love this week? We don't know yet. We're going to have to keep monitoring. Let me see if anything came out about him, though. Let me search real quick. He's limited today. Yeah, that's all we know. Might be a game time decision. My main concern is I don't have any running back depth. All I got is Mixon. That's the thing. So like, you don't want to, that's the opposite of what you want to do, would be trading Mixon away. Like, I know it kind of makes sense, like in some people's mind, let me trade Mixon for a wide receiver and a running back. But then you're weakening your running back and you're strengthening your wide receivers, and who knows how much you're strengthening. Like, you want to trade anybody else besides Mixon. And whether that's 2 wide receivers, whether that's a wide receiver and a tight end, wide receiver and a quarterback, and then get a running back, or running back, wide receiver, CB Dizzle, limited equals out. It doesn't equal out, but it does not equal in. That is for sure. It equals more leaning on out than leaning on in. That's for sure. So, yeah, if you have Jordan Love, I would be saying as of right now, we should be making moves. Like, he's not going to be there. Don't wait until Sunday because someone else might need to make a move because of who they got. All right, guys, I'm out. We've been rocking for 2 hours. 420crew.com. If you're not there, go get signed up because you can sign up for free. Fantasyfootballhustler.com. That's where all the links are. Go check that out. And then 420crewmerch.com. Go check that out as well. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played.